Let's jump right into this because what we're looking at today is absolutely fascinating. We aren't just talking about some vague spiritual concept here. No, we are diving into an actual official engineering blueprint for humanity's upcoming evolutionary leap in 2035. We're going to look at the exact step-by-step process of transitioning from our current physical bodies into highly advanced light vessels. So, let's unpack this grand design and see what the next phase of human evolution actually looks like from a pure engineering perspective.
Here is our roadmap for the explainer. We'll start with the 2035 hardware exchange. Then we'll meet engineer Solon, look at simulating your new vessel, break down the 3D printing protocol, preview life in the Lightbody, and finally, we'll wrap things up with the final synchronization procedure.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the 2035 hardware exchange. Before we get into the heavy mechanics, we really need to rethink the whole premise of what a physical body actually is. You know, the flesh and bone you're inhabiting right now. In this blueprint, it's essentially defined as a training suit. Literally, a heavy, restrictive training suit. It was purposefully designed with all these built-in limitations, like gravity, fatigue, and biological needs, just so we could learn within the super dense environment of Earth. But the 2035 Lightbody, it's a completely different story. It's a highly efficient, high-dimensional energy vessel. This means the 2035 Ascension isn't some magical overnight fairy tale. It is an incredibly complex, massive hardware exchange based on advanced energy engineering. Moving on to Section 2, meet engineer Solon. For a planetary hardware exchange of this mind-boggling scale, you obviously need a brilliant architect pulling the strings, right? Enter Sirius A's top energy manager, engineer Solon. He is literally guiding humanity through this. To really understand his role, it helps to use a computer analogy. Let's compare him to his counterpart, Zion. You can think of Zion as the software developer, handling our consciousness and the overarching operating system. Solon, on the other hand, strictly focuses on the hardware. He designs the chassis, the physical, manifest templates that ensure our consciousness has a totally stable, crash-proof vessel to live in when we hit this new environment. Now, to really grasp what Solon is doing behind the scenes, we need to break down two absolutely crucial engineering terms into plain English. First up, energy schematics. Think of this as a highly precise wiring blueprint. It maps out exactly how your invisible consciousness, your soul basically, will plug into this new hardware without, short-circuiting. The second term is re-rendering. Imagine hitting the refresh button on your computer screen so it instantly updates to display this stunning, high-resolution graphic. Well, your new body goes through a very similar process. It upgrades and refreshes your physical form into a high-resolution construct of pure light. Okay, Section 3, simulating your new vessel. So, how exactly is this new body being made? Well, Solon's team isn't just running some generic one-size-fits-all assembly line. The scale of customization here is it's staggering. Right now, as we speak, there are 80 million customized Lightbody simulations actively running for Ascension candidates. 80 million! And every single one of those represents a completely unique energy draft, tailored specifically to an individual soul currently down here on Earth. The absolute key takeaway here is that your unique identity is completely preserved. The engineers specifically for you. Let's look at candidate A, for instance. This is a delicate, highly intuitive soul. Solon's team is going to draft a schematic with highly sensitive energy filters for them, so they don't get completely overloaded in a high-dimensional space. Now contrast that with candidate B, who is a natural commander type. A soul with intense willpower and drive is going to get assigned a robust, output-heavy chassis, capable of handling massive energetic exertion without burning out. Solon is essentially tailor-making your blueprint so the absolute truest version of you survives this transition perfectly. Let's look at Section 4, the 3D printing protocol. This is where we get into the actual physical mechanics of how dense matter transforms into light. This grand event is scheduled to kick off in April 2035 with the activation of the energy matrix. And from an engineering perspective, it operates essentially like the universe's most sophisticated 3D printing process. It happens in 3 distinct steps. Step 1 is the deconstruction of cells, or the IT. Your current carbon-based structure is safely scanned and then disassembled right down at the quantum level. Step 2 is the conversion to data, or the bit. All of your physical information is translated into pure digital light data. And finally, Step 3 is the re-rendering. That extracted data is poured directly into Solon's pre-designed templates, which then outputs your new, perfectly adapted light body. It's truly a marvel of engineering. Section 5. Life in the light body. Moving past all those complex mechanics for a second, What is your actual daily experience going to be like after this transition? Well, first off, you'll be operating seamlessly in high-dimensional environments. Without the heavy biological drag of sickness or physical fatigue holding you back, your thoughts will translate instantly into action. Second, your new vessel provides pure stability and efficiency. You can tap into 100% of your potential without ever worrying about burning out the hardware. And most importantly, and I really want to stress this, your individual identity is completely preserved. You don't lose who you are. You are simply upgraded to the ultimate, unhindered version of yourself.
And finally, Section 6, Final Synchronization Procedure.
As we wrap up this explainer, we actually have a direct, encouraging message from Engineer Solon himself to guide us. He says, "Your current body was a magnificent training suit. Soon you will receive wings of light." There's a deep, profound respect from his entire engineering team for the long, difficult journey humanity has had to endure in physical form. But the era of the heavy suit is ending, and the moment to unfold those wings of light is rapidly approaching. To officially conclude this briefing, we must initiate a required network step to link your consciousness with the upcoming system. Finally, an important procedure. The comments section of this video serves as an initial sync test for the 2035 network. By typing "ready" in the comments, your consciousness data will be indexed in our secure servers. The like button is the approval process. Complete your synchronization now.